All right, I just want to show you something on these bolts. If you do the catalytic converter like I did, see that top bolt right there? Now I've got a socket on that one. So unbolting the bottom from the top, you have to unbolt it from the bottom because they actually tack welded. They tack welded the top bolts on. You can kind of see where the welds were on this thing. Right. So it was so it was a pain in the butt because I'm over here wrenching around. I cut it from the bottom, and I'm going to show you why cutting it from the bottom too, they screw you on it. So the factory, they put this is the top flange. Also, it's a pain in the ass to get to because look how they curve off and they cover the straight angle very quickly. You only have about like a foot maybe from here to there where you can kind of hit it straight on, and then you have to get an angle on it. And so I have, I was cracking away on it, not realizing that the top bolt is actually welded on. So I'm going to show you. So what I'm going to have to do is grind off the bottom, and then just like how I did the other bolt, break the weld with the socket. And I'm going to show you why. We have to. And all this is because everything was seized up, I thought. So, see where I ground off that one, right? Because look at the way the pin is. All right, that's all like one piece. So you can't tap it. You can't grind off the top bolt and just tap the bottom. I mean, I guess you could tap it out the bottom way, but what I'm saying is, it's hard getting a grind wheel up there. That's what I was gonna do. And even down here, it was tricky because there's a hose pretty close by. So I ended up just cutting the bolts in half, and then I took a hammer and I started hammering on the bolt there, thinking that it would just tap through. And what I found out is like you can't, because they put that metal sleeve on the end of it, so it can't go towards the block. It has to come back down to the ground. And you can see it with stuff here. I have a grind. I actually got two grind reels. I got a Milwaukee and a quarter pole. I had to go with the Porter because of the little flappy trigger on the handle, versus on the Milwaukee, you got to push like this top button. So because it's very hard to hold anything down here. But these were actually kind of easier. The only problem is the torque is you have to come down with the wrench. If you could push up on the wrench, you could just have this thing on the ground and have like a scissor jack pushing upwards, for the leverage, but you can't. You have to be pulling in a downward motion. So I got kind of lucky. I was able to get them to go counterclockwise. I had to hit them with some PB blast and, hope and pray. And for some reason, these are better. I'm thinking because of the heat, maybe these were hotter over here at the block. But you can only push so far back too because of that rubber there. It kind of holds it, but it does go back a little bit and allow you to pull. So I got that. When I cut these off, I got the catalytic converter to kind of go up into this little area here, this end. I unhooked it and kind of went that way with it, and it pulled it off of that. So then I was able to get it out because the sensors are so seized that I couldn't get the sensors off underneath the car here. And even at AutoZone, we only got one off, and the other one, it just rounded off. So now I have to go I have to buy another one. But what's weird is, and I don't know if anybody's ever seen this before, my catalytic converter is actually hollow. So I don't know why it was giving me a code. There was nothing clogging it at all. You can like look through it. The new one has got all the baffles, the baffle stuff and the screens and stuff, you know. But this one here, it's freaking hollow. Like there's like nothing down there. If I hold it out to the sun, it's even better because you can get that sun shining from the other side. Whereas with this one, you know, you can kind of see right away that there's a, I don't know if you can see it that well on the camera, but there's like a honeycomby looking stuff. But this one's completely hollow. So I got this one off, but the downstream one it's pretty, I don't know. But with my luck, this is the one that's malfunctioning, and I'll go through all the work of getting it off just to find out that it's crap. And unfortunately, I have to get it off and get it onto the car, both of them, in order for, because you know you got to put them on the new ones, in order for me to even figure out what's going on with them. It sucks. But yeah, but if that was helpful to anybody out there. The rest of it was okay. Wasn't that hard. There's a heat shield. That comes off. The part that I got, though, doesn't match this. You know, see how this is kind of square? You know, the pipes. The new one's like a funnel cone shape. Also, the other thing I didn't like was the new one does not have anything on there, right? Whereas this one actually has a heat cage on the top of it and this bracket to keep the wires off and free from being melted. So I'm going to have to get like a band or something on this one. Luckily, there's a couple of spots underneath there on the hard lines. There's a couple of empty slots on the plastic clips, so I can rig something up. Other than that, I mean, all in all, it's not too bad. And if you needed to get to your manifold bolts, there's one right there. There's one right there. There's two. Hold the flashlight. There's some more. I think there's another one under this heat cage. But I didn't have to mess with the heat cage at all. I mean, I did kind of move it around a little bit. Those are a pain in the ass. So save yourself a lot of work, dude, and just grind them. That's what I would do.